Hello, this is Michael Lewis, and this is for FTE 217. This is the week 8, the very last week. So, we are to do the first thing is reflect on your interactions with your instructor, fellow classmates throughout the course. Please share my insights you've gained during these interactions. I actually have interacted with my instructor when I told him what my job was, and also another classmate who wanted to know what I did for a living. I told him my coded tools. Basically, we put this thing in an oven, it heats it up, and we take these things called targets, and they turn them whatever color. Well, it's not really a color, it's more of the durability, and they go anywhere between 3 microns to 10 microns. I actually have a picture that I am going to send him of what we do on this gold platform one. It's really cool looking, and yes, you can do that with firearms. Always plug the ends. If you're going to do your barrel, plug the ends. I've gained a lot of insight. There's a lot of things I thought I knew and I didn't know. I thought you could just slap a couple pieces together that fit, but even if they fit, sometimes they may not work. I'm learning very well specifications are critical. Compare the guidance that you have received in this course to the guidance offered by other experts in the field. Do you have finding discrepancies? No. Most of what I found, actually, most people I've said, hey, I've learned it from school, this is where I'm going, and they've agreed. They said, well, I might do it differently, but yeah, that's not actually bad, because SDI teaches a standard, and I think most people go by a standard. I think it's just one of those things that don't change it if it don't need to be changed, and I like that. When gunsmithing, is there only one way to skin a cat, or are there often multiple ways to accomplish a task? If there are multiple ways of accomplishing gunworksmith, are there any fundamental principles? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, there's always a different way to do stuff, but the biggest thing to maintain is safety, guidance of, your dimensions when it comes to the firearm, and I mean every dimension from barrel to trigger to handguard. But there's always a different way to do something, but always make sure you're following those critical dimensions, those critical guidances that they specify with that firearm. And that's about where I'm getting with that. Future education. What future education and training will you pursue? Continue building. I want to keep going with this. I don't know how far I can get with it in school, but I want to continue it. I definitely want to learn a little bit more about handguns, especially old ones. I just seen where there's a 20-week 20-week class on here for firearms of pistols and revolvers, I think is what it was. I'd like to try to do that. I want to definitely work a little more with older firearms. I definitely want to try to find something that can get me into that, because there's a lot of things that need restored, and it's just going away. People don't restore it like they used to, or they just tell you to buy a new one. But it's a sentimental value I think most people carry with that old firearm, and I want to kind of give back to that. But I also want to learn more about manufacturing. What are the rules? What do I got to learn? What's the options of what I can make a new firearm, or am I able to? What FDA, or not FDA, ATF rules I got to go by, things like that. I want to know more of the manufacturing side too, to see if I can create something new, or maybe change something to make it better. I don't know. I'm looking into a couple different things, but really, that's it. I had a great time in this class. It was very, very fun. Instructor was great. Students were awesome. I like this. This was awesome. And keep up the good work. I appreciate you guys giving me the chance to do this for school. I really did like it, and have a great day.